Welcome back to Bread and Butter, everybody. We're serving up the basics for Hearthstone improvement in a bonus episode. I am your host, DocMcButt, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Tito. Tito, how are you doing today?
Doc, I'm doing fantastic, but why are we having a bonus episode today?
So listeners, I am stepping away from Bread and Butter. It just seemed like the right thing to do. It makes me sad, but for what I want to be doing in like my personal life and just like how I want to allocate time and like my overall enjoyment of Hearthstone currently, it just kind of seemed like the right thing to do. Cause like I still love Hearthstone. It'll still always be my favorite video game ever. I'm just not having the level of enjoyment from it to feel like I should be talking about it on a weekly basis. And I didn't want to lessen my input because I already know that I was already less engaged significantly than Tito and from a lot of our guests, and it's even less now. So I just didn't want the knowledge gap or the enthusiasm gap to just become this giant canyon of an obstacle for myself. And so just for the overall sake of the quality of the show, I just felt like it was the right thing to do.
That's fair. And didn't want to try to lump this into a normal episode because there's a lot of news coming out with the new core. New expansion should be announced next week. And so I figured we'd give this a little time to its own time and talk about it. And you have had a lot of you think Doc has had a pretty good outside of Hearthstone news in the past. I think we will top that here, but we will still have an episode next week. We have a new host. We'll talk about that later. Probably next time we have an episode, but we're going to either record Tuesday or Thursday, depending on when we get some news. So we'll figure that out. But, Doc, for the last time, for at least a little while, what have you been doing inside of Hearthstone?
Not a lot, unfortunately, for the sake of being a Hearthstone podcast, but also I feel like that leads into the reason why this move was so correct. I have updated Hearthstone on my phone. I haven't played Hearthstone on my phone. Hearthstone still needs to be updated on my computer from the last balance patch, I believe. It's just, I'm just not engaging with it right now, other than just like a few things I'll see from Rarin on like YouTube Shorts. But yeah, I mean, that may change. I am an Ungoro fan and a Dinosaur fan. So from what we've seen of the upcoming expansion, it's very much in the vein of Hearthstone that I like. And some of the cards that are coming back into core are cards that I like. Just right now, this honestly has been like an all-time low of Hearthstone engagement for myself. So essentially nothing. How about yourself, Tito?
I am been playing a lot of different decks, but I've been trying to play some better decks rather than just, play Paladin, which is horrible right now. And we even got some Demon Hunter games in, which is horrible right now. But I am going on vacation, as we mentioned, next week. So trying to hit Legend before that happens. I've been not struggling, but I haven't been playing as much with the new work job thing. So I can't get as much games as I usually do, but we're still enjoying the game. We're still playing. We're still having fun. I've been having a lot of fun with the Zerg Death Knight. That's been a really fun deck. The Grunter Hunter, but then they took out Grunter and now it's just Hand Buff Hunter. And that's been a lot of fun. I played the Pain Priest thing that's also been really fun. So I'm just, my goal right now is to hit Legend this week because I haven't missed it in a long, long time. And I don't want to be thinking about that on vacation because I think I have a day after I get back. I think we get back on the 27th, but I don't want to be, I'm not going to have time to try to hit Legend that night, or I'll just, we'll see. But I'm going to start the outside of the game. So I have just been kind of living and working. The new job has been great. I'll probably talk about it a little bit here and there that I just really, really like it. It's been slow to start. It's been, you have to get all kinds of clearances and do all kinds of trainings and then wait for access to this and that and the other. And I really can't talk about what I do but it's pretty awesome. I'm pretty excited. Outside of that, I spent most of the day today removing snow. We've had kind of an all weekend storm, and we have freezing rain, and all the stores around me are out of salt. So I finished off the salt I had, and there's no more salt to be had. So we have, and I've been having someone while I've been not living at home do the driveway. I've been paying a service, but they apparently you have to ask for salting because that becomes that's a nominal fee, and it doesn't just come with the clearing of the driveway. So my driveway was a nice slick sheet of ice in places, so that's no fun. I spent most of the day trying to do what I can to clear it off, but there's only so much you can do until you get a thaw. And then I checked on the chickens, and of course they were out of food, so I had to go to the store anyway in the storm to get that, which was my fault for not having chicken food ahead of time. But I wasn't expecting them to go through it so fast, and I had to wade through the snow out to the chicken coop, and it was pretty deep. So it gets in your socks, and it's not great. But that's it for me, Doc. It's been, I think, a few weeks since we've had you on.
It has,
because we had an episode last week which you weren't on, and then the week before. I think it's been almost a month. So what have you been doing outside of the game of Hearthstone?
Well, do you want me to do the most exciting one now and then do everything else, or do you want me to save the exciting one for the end?
I mean, this is your rodeo. You bring us where you want to
be. Yeah, listeners. So I'll just get the exciting one out now. I'm no longer engaged, but I'm married. So Cortland and I, we got married last month, towards the end of the month, and it's been fun. I mean, it's quote unquote more or less the same, just because we've been living with each other for a few years now and whatever. But it just feels different. It's hard to describe. But it's nice. I love Cortland with all my heart. It was a really small ceremony. I had her parents and immediate family and two of her friends. I had Stormrage and Stevie or Gingersaurus were there, and then my brother was the officiant. So my brother got to marry my wife and I. It was basically perfect. It was a really, really enjoyable experience. And then that weekend we went to Dino Fest and got to, I might have talked about that once. I can't remember. But it was the second Dino Fest I've been to. So we just got to see everything. Got a lot of art because we have this big wall in our house that we don't have anything on because we don't really use the front door. We go in and out of the garage. So just our guests come through the front door. So it's like a 25-foot wall that's just blank. We're going to turn it into an art wall. So we have a bunch of art, and I have some Matt Dixon prints and stuff that we're just going to get frames for. And we're starting to lay out how we want everything to be on that wall. Also just a lot of Dungeons and Dragons. Had a game that I play in start back up. So played that, and then we're playing again tomorrow, and then have done family D&D a couple times with my wife and my brother-in-laws and sister-in-law, and going to be playing that again soon too. We were supposed to play yesterday, but it just didn't really work out, so we just watched Road to El Dorado again. Well, not again, it's been a long time. So that was a good time. I'm going to be going to a concert next week or the week after with my brother and my wife. Still a crazy thing to say. And it's just been kind of been playing Commander. I rebuilt a deck that I took apart 7-8 months ago. So it feels nice to have that deck kind of back. And just taking care of the lizards and frogs, and just more of knowing how one of our cats likes affection. And so I've been giving her a lot of that affection, and it's just really opened up her personality kind of, which is kind of weird. It's not weird, but she's just a very cuddly cat in the morning. And if we lay in bed throughout the, at any point during the day, she'll run in and get on top of us and lay on us and want love and cuddles. And that wasn't really how she was behaving before. So it it's just fun to see this change in her behavior once we know how she likes affection. Just because cats are just hard to read because they're cats. They're not like as showy as dogs in their body language a lot of the time. But yeah, that's more or less what I've been doing outside of Hearthstone.
Did you get another tattoo? Because I think last time you did Dino Fest, you got like a random tattoo.
Yeah, so so the day we went and picked up our marriage license, we went to this coffee shop which is now closed, and they had an advertisement for the Ogden Tattoo Festival, which happens twice a year. I live in northern Utah. I live in the Ogden area, and so saw that this was going on. We were just, hey, let's go check it out. Wife wanted to get her nose pierced, so we did that, and then we both signed up for different tattoos from different artists. We meant to do a lot of stuff that day to finish preparing for the wedding, and then we spent 8 hours at a tattoo convention. So it was just perfect. It was just a very fun, very perfect day. I have a Cubone skull tattoo on my arm now. On my left arm, because that's kind of the arm I've designated for my nerdy stuff as far as my arms go. But yeah, the tattoo took all of like 20 minutes, and the artist is really cool. She said I get touch-ups for life, so eventually I'm gonna go get part of the eye darkened a little bit and probably get another piece of work from her too.
Well, fantastic. So I figured, usually you go to something, you come away with a tattoo. So we just wanted to, make sure we're.
Yeah, it's kind of worked that way.
So we're not talking much about Hearthstone today. This is, like I said, bonus episode. We will have more of the Hearthstone next week. So we're gonna give Doc a little exit interview, because I think you all want to know some things. I think we've already answered the first question: is why are you stepping away from Hearthstone? Mm-hmm. You kind of went through that. So, guys, a few questions. How long did you know you were going to step away before you told me?
Not much more before than when I told you. I have been feeling like not apprehensive, but I've just been like been noticing my general feelings about how much I was enjoying Hearthstone and how it was kind of conflicting with the podcast. More or less, and I just was being like less and less engaged in Hearthstone, and I could tell that my engagement wasn't going to be picking up like in the very soon future. So basically, as soon as I came to that realization of I am like pretty positive I want to step away, is when I told you. So basically, I found the decision for myself, and then let you know basically as soon as I knew that's what was the best course of action for myself. Yeah.
But if we're being honest with ourselves, and you I know you said you've been feeling kind of that way for a while. How long do you think it has been? But since you kind of get that first seed of,
Well, so I can work. I've been able to work through I don't know, I'm not super liking Hearthstone right now. And I've done that several times because I've been very vocal with how much I have or haven't been engaged in Hearthstone, while being a part of this podcast. But just honestly, post mini set is when it really hit me. I was really excited for it, and then it just didn't land for me. I tried 5 or 6 different decks, and just none of them hit. And then I was just not enjoying Battlegrounds either. So I wasn't having fun in either part of Hearthstone that I play. I understand Arena's a thing, but I don't like Hearthstone's drafting system. So just both modes of Hearthstone that I have felt passionately about before, and I knew I could talk about, I wasn't feeling passionate about anymore. So I just couldn't work past the no, I'll still like it. Kind of a thing I had in the past. But
so we are on episode 108.5. You think we went on longer than you thought we would?
Oh, absolutely we did. I remember thinking 50 would be impossible. And like everyone knows, like most podcasts don't even make it to like the first 3, let alone 5, 10, so on and so on. Like the more numbers it goes, the percentage goes less. But yeah, no, this bread and butter has exceeded my wildest expectations. It's been such a fun journey to be on. Like we've got to talk with so many people and talk about so many different things about Hearthstone and just card games in general. It's just been such a fun experience.
Fair. Yeah, and then we actually almost ended a few episodes before, or went on hiatus a few episodes before 100, because I was in a place where I was having a hard time finding a job. It was just like, I had to spend more time focusing on, even at night, I had to try to find more things, because if you have been unemployed for a long period of time and you have a family to support and a roof to keep over the head and all that, it's hard. So it kind of just hit me. I backed out of the Coin Conceit listener series. It was, but I think I told you on like a set Monday that, hey, I'm thinking about this. And then by like Thursday, I'm like, nah, like let's do this episode. We took a week off, I think, but then we came back, and I'm glad we did. We hit episode 100, and the show's going on. It ain't stopping. We'll have Doc on for episode 200, I'm sure. But what's your favorite memory from the show?
Oh goodness.
By the way, I only gave Doc the questions about 10 minutes ago, so I didn't give him time to kind of reflect.
I mean, this is kind of going to lead into another one of the questions later on, but getting Pocket Train and being able to talk with, at the time, current reigning Hearthstone world champion, that was such a surreal experience, because getting to see him play through Masters Tours and watch him like play and win Worlds, never expected we'd get someone of his notoriety on. But as Tito does, he works his way into people's DMs and slowly convinces them that, or lets them like come to the understanding that getting on bread and butter is a good idea. And he just has a knack for that. So just getting to talk with Pocket Train for as long as we did is the easiest one that can come to mind.
And I remember that one was a pain in the butt because, well, one European, and we had to get during the day. I had a moment where it was perfect, where it was like I had the day. Well, I had all the days off, but my kid was in school, Doc was off, and the things lined up right. And then there was like a conflict at school with a meeting, and oh no, you took the day off, I believe. So,
well, no, it was a year ago because it was President's Day.
Oh, fair enough.
And it's President's Inside Baseball, as Cito says, it is currently Sunday the 16th, which is the day before President's Day, for all of our non-American listeners. It's just a holiday where anyone working a federal job gets the day off, basically.
And usually schools are off, but in New Hampshire, because right now, like this week coming up is Massachusetts holiday week, Rhode Island holiday week, but for some reason New Hampshire does it the week after, and then they just kind of lump President's Day into the week after, so they don't get the day off this week. So tomorrow, me and my son are going to play hooky, and since I have the day off and he doesn't, I said, you know what, we're both going to have the day off, and I don't know what we're going to do because of the weather, but we'll hang out and have fun. Who's the guest that we haven't had on yet that you wish we did?
I kind of have two answers for this. They both don't super play Hearthstone as their main game anymore, but Regis Kilbin and Brian Kibler, three, and Trump SC. Those would be like my big three that I would love to have on. I did get to meet Brian Kibler at MagicCon. He was super fun to talk to. Regis, never met, but have just always really enjoyed his content. And he just always seems like a very wholesome person and a very fun person to be around with his big bubbly attitude. And then Trump SC is who I watched when I first started getting into Hearthstone to like learn how to play Face Hunter, and stuff like that back in the day before, Old Gods came out and all that. So that's just more of a nostalgia pull than anything else.
Do you feel like you're a better Hearthstone player than when you started on the show?
I feel like I understand things better than before the show started. And the only reason why I'm saying I'm not a better Hearthstone player now than when the show started is because I haven't played in a while, realistically speaking. Like, I just, and I've been like playing slightly less over time. So, like, less reps, less practice means less understanding of certain things. But the topics we talk about are so evergreen and they apply to so many card games, like more than just Hearthstone. For most of them. Some of them are very Hearthstone specific, but I feel like just card game knowledge in general has gotten a lot better from starting bread and butter to now.
What do you think the best lesson you learned from the show is?
Navigating tilt. It's been something I've fought a lot with Hearthstone, with navigating tilt. Because there was a while where it wasn't a problem at all. And then I just lost my grip on it, I guess, and then would get tilted pretty easy. So like having to understand to calm down and look at everything matter of factly rather than come up with like excuses and like knowing when to take a break to help with tilt. Yeah.
So what's next?
I don't know for sure. I'll still be around in Discords. I have Blue Sky. I'm not super active on there. If I am active, it's usually a picture or two of my cats, frogs, or the geckos. It does seem like some of my old friends that I met in college, we all started connecting back up last week. And we might be making some just general gaming content. So if any of that comes to fruition, I'll let Tito know. So if he wants to plug it, he can. But yeah, so possibly just like random video game content. We played a couple games this morning. We'll probably play some games tomorrow, and we'll just see how it goes.
All right, final question. Doc, what's your favorite dessert?
Oh man, there's so many really good answers like peach cobbler or apple pie or blueberry pie. But the dessert that's been in my mind recently is like a white vanilla cake with raspberry filling. Just has been like what I'm craving.
All right. Well, Doc, let's go ahead. Why don't you give us your outro one last time here?
Yeah. Listeners, please leave us a review. We prefer 5 stars, but leave us an honest rating because we want this show to be the best it can be for us and the best it can be for you. And if you leave us a review, we'll read it out on the show. If you want to email the show, you can do so at breadandbutterhs@gmail.com. And that's N as in the letter. If you want to find me on social media, you can do so by looking your Hearthstone Discord. I'm in a lot of the super popular ones as far as the podcasts go. I'm also on Blue Sky, like I said. Not super duper active on there, but I'm there. Wicked Good has me on people to follow Hearthstone content for. Bless his heart, because now I am a person who probably shouldn't be on there. How about yourself, Tito?
You can find me at Tito Santana HS on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, although I haven't done much YouTube or TikTok for a while. That'll eventually be back. Hopefully when it's warmer and I'm more settled in this whole driving back and forth thing. Shout outs. I'm going to go first this time, Doc, so you can sign out. But I'm going to obviously shout out Doc. He came to me for the show because he wanted to do a fan kind of show for Blizzlet and Squelch, or Blizzlet and for his best friend, Daniel Stormrage Sheldon. And I convinced him that maybe it would be a little more fun if we had something that could last, and maybe we could try to find a way to educate people on getting better at Hearthstone while we get better ourselves. He luckily went along with it, and it's been a journey. We had some editing issues at the beginning. We had a lot of learning. I remember having a conversation, you, me, and Daniel, about kind of like mannerisms and things that we had to notice that we were doing in our first couple episodes. Never listen to your first few episodes. It's always really, really painful. Although I do recommend going to listen to the Weekly Wipe at least once in your life.
No, don't do that.
But Doc, it's been real. Obviously, I'm not talking to you after this. We're gonna see each other plenty in the Discords, but I appreciate you sticking with me all this time. It's been a lot of fun, and I wish you nothing but the best in your future content endeavors and your marriage and everything else.
Thank you.
How about yourself, Doc? What would you like to promote or shout out this week?
Yeah, Tito, you've been such a good partner to have on the show. I'm getting super emotional now. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but okay, I can do this. It's fine. Been a great partner. It's been super fun getting to talk with you every week. It's been such an enjoyable experience getting to sit down and talk about something that we've been so passionate about for so long. This isn't goodbye forever. This is just, I'll see you later. I'll be around. Tito's been very patient with me and my health issues and stuff with having to take breaks on the podcast. And it's been very appreciated. It's just been a fun experience. And I wish bread and butter nothing but the best going forward.
Thank you, Doc. I appreciate it. Unfortunately, we never got you on with Ron Mexico. You seem to have dodged him every time. Maybe we'll have to still make that happen in the future. But anyway, I think we're toast. We'll see ya.
Bye-bye.
Slide two brothers meet one another when they slide up to the mic. It's bread and butter with one another. Let's start up that recording light.